sit right here and do some talking. But can you hear me? Is the outdoors too loud? All right, this Florida girl is cold. Okay, let's do this. Here are 10 things that I can and cannot control. Okay, so today, or this morning rather, since being at Hambidge, I've started using the Golden Eye. I don't remember the name of the app. Dang. Golden Eye, I think. It's like a digital tarot deck. And what's cool is that it's got some educational things for you to learn about tarot, cards, readings, the symbols, all that jazz. Anyway, I've been using it every morning just to kind of check in with myself as like hey, what is my focus going to be today? Or what is something that I need to be thinking about? As I've been practicing doing nothing in this space, I've also been thinking about I guess I've just been letting my body do what it wants to do. So when I say I've been doing nothing, I've really just been listening, just being present in the silence, whether that's listening to the outdoors, laying down, snoozing, reading. As something comes to mind, I'll write it down. And while being here, I think I've realized that there are a lot of things on my brain that I actually need to like get out of the way. So some things will just come up and I'll just write. This is the most I've written in a really long time, and it's definitely feeling like a purge of my system. But in order for me to get into a place of making and a deeper place of creativity that I feel like I want to be in and should be in, my brain's just so full of other things that I've just been holding on to. So anyway, I do the tarot single card kind of reveal every morning, and that's the intention that I set. So before I see the card, I'm asking myself a question, something to the effect of like, what do I want my focus to be today? What do I need to be thinking about today? And I don't know if you can hear those cars. I'm near a highway. But anyway, I use all of that to help guide my thinking. And reading cards for yourself is essentially supposed to be like a mirror, so the interpretation of the symbols and the message in the card is really just, I take it as a self-prompt for myself to think about what is it that spirit wants me to dive into. So today I got a card that talked about me being at war with myself in terms of not being in the driver's seat. So I used to say, Jesus, take the wheel all the time. But then I would laugh because I'm a planner and I can be a bit of a control freak. I'm like a recovering control freak. And as much as I want Jesus to be in the wheel, I also want to have a grasp of things. And I think as I've gotten older, it's been a continuing battle of me trying to find the balance of planning, but also identifying that my need and my desire to plan and overplan is really rooted in my anxiety, right? So I'm anxious quite often, and that shows up very differently in a lot of different people. But for me, my anxiety shows up in planning, high producing, overachieving, high performing, like high performing anxiety is me. So anyway, so I took the time this morning after looking at that card and really thinking about it, and I came up with, I didn't mean for it to come out to 10, but it did. So hey, that's a nice happy number. And it's a multiple of 5, that's my number. So 10 things that I can and cannot control. All right, so first things first, we'll do and I wrote them down, so I've got to look at my paper. Okay. 10 things I I can control, okay? I can control exercising. I can control getting up, working out. I love to exercise. I love to weightlift. I love to challenge my body. I love to feel strong. I think exercising started as something for me with track and field as a way that I could bond with my sister, but then as a way that I could really like wow people with my speed. And I was really fast. And then it became a way for me to like build muscle because I was teased for being really small and skinny, and I didn't just want to be a skinny girl. I wanted to be like athletic and have muscles and stuff. And then over time it just became a way that I could really challenge my body but also relieve stress. I feel all the great hormones when I work out. So I can control exercising. I can control my boundaries. Since going to therapy for the past couple years, learning how to redefine my boundaries has been really important and helpful for me. So that's something I can control. I can control my time management. It is my fault and my bad when I procrastinate, when I let something go, when I let something fall through the cracks. That is all on me, and that is something that I can control. I understand things can come up and that kind of thing, but I'm in control of how I move and shift even as surprises arise that I can't control. I can control spending money. I can control my health to an extent, right? So I can do what I know is best for me and my body, and manage my health, things that I'm aware of in my health that I need to pay attention to. Let's see. I can control what I do know. I can control what makes me angry or upset. I'm realizing that I have a choice in that matter. And don't get me wrong, it's all good and wise and smart to feel your emotions, feel angry, feel upset, but I get to control how long I let that really take over me and my day and just all of my feelings. Oh, the sun's coming out. Yay. I can control honoring me. I can control the present moment. I think that's been my biggest lesson from last year going into this year is I'm learning how to be present. That's a really hard challenge for me as the planner, right? Always thinking ahead, always thinking about the future, but not really spending enough time in the present now. And that's something that I'm learning how to do right now, and that's something that I can be in control in. I'm in control of this very moment. I'm in control and decided to come outside to make this video, even though it was cold, hoping that the sun would come out, and it did. So this present moment. And to an extent, I can control my anxiety. I control with like air quotes because I can manage it, right? And I can acknowledge it when it exists, and I can speak to it, and we can be in conversation, and I can have a conversation, be like, we're not gonna let you run me right now. So to that extent, it's something that I can control. Ten things I cannot control. Pregnancy. Yeah, I can't control getting pregnant. Yes, there's a science to it. Yes, there is a time and a frame and a charts and hormone levels to track, and there's a science to it. But as much as there's a science to it, there's also just a magic to it, and there's an allowing of spirit to just do what it wants to do with my body when it's supposed to happen. And getting pregnant is not as easy as they make it seem like on television or like all those teen mother shows that are still on television. It's not that easy. And me wanting to control it is just going to make it harder. And even though I'm very new and like literally weeks in, like maybe just over a month in, of actually actively trying to conceive, it was fresh and top on my mind when thinking about what are some things that you cannot control, Stephanie, and it's pregnancy. I can't control it, and I don't want to control it because it's one of those things where I know from just my lived experience of 29 years on this earth so far, that the best things are in God and Spirit's timing. So I'm going to try my best to leave that to Spirit. And that's one of those go with the flow things that I'm trying. I'm just getting out of my own way and allowing that to be. I cannot control other people's feelings. I cannot control other people's choices. I cannot control aging. I feel like my brain finally caught up to my age, is how I feel. Growing up as a teenager, people thought I was in my 20s or even 30. No one ever went past 30 for me when guessing my age. So I feel like mentally, I've always been in this late 20s age range, and now my physical body and time on this earth has caught up with my mindset. So yeah, I can't control that, and I feel a little strange about turning 30, but I think that my strangeness around turning 30 is really just around preconceived notions and pressures that I've put on myself, and expectations that I've put on myself of what I thought I would accomplish or have done by this age, and I really just need to give myself a break, and I can't control it. Just like I can't control aging, I cannot control time. I also cannot control my health. So I also mentioned that as something that I can control, but there are just some things about your health that we can't control. So as much as I can do my best, there are some things regarding our health that we just can't control. I can't control the hereditary health issues that might have been passed down to me or that might be passed down to my kids. These are things that are just out of my control. I cannot control what I don't know. I can try my best to learn about it and find out about it, but I can't be in control of something that I had no awareness of. I think that's something that's been really hard for me, even thinking about like my father's death. His illness was new to me, but it was not new to him. And that really hurt me, but it's something that there's nothing I can do about something that I didn't know. And the what ifs can drive you crazy and can torment you. And I'm choosing not to let it torment me, and I'm choosing to let go of that, because I cannot be in control of what I didn't know. And again, I can't be in control of other people's feelings and other people's choices. So learning to just respect that, and try to find peace in that. I cannot control death. I cannot control endings. Endings of any sort. I was not in control of my last job ending. It was a blessing that it ended up happening, but I wasn't in control of that, nor was I prepared at the moment for that to happen. I cannot control relationships ending or friendships ending, whether it's platonic or romantic. We just can't control endings, and we've got to give ourselves time and space to like mourn those things, and allow for us to like grieve however long it takes to grieve, but accept that ending is just going to give birth to a new beginning. And just think about what can we do to prepare ourselves for that. That's exactly what I feel like I'm doing now. I'm at the cusp in the space of so many things have ended for me, and I'm trying to figure out what's next. What does that mean? I have no idea, but we'll find out together. And the 10th thing, what I cannot control is my anxiety. I can manage it to the best of my ability and with support from my therapist, but I cannot control it. It is something that just occurs. It is, it's like the wind that's blowing right now. It's just another emotion. It is involuntary. If it was voluntary, I would choose not to have it occur, but it's not. So it's really something that I can just learn to manage and learn to live with and cope with. But a part of that is identifying what it is and calling it out for what it is. So I cannot control the anxiety in itself, but I can control its impact on my life. So there you go. Those are 10 things that I can and cannot control. Let me know in the comments below, what are some things that you can or can't control, and also let me know if any of the things on my list are maybe some things on your list. I'd love to chat with you about it. Thanks for watching.